Welcome to an overview of St. Louis area movie theaters from 1910 to 1919. (1910) The Princess Theatre opens on September 12th. The Arsenal Theatre at 5415 Arsenal opens. The Colonial Theatre at 4819 Del Mar opens. The Grawa Theatre opens. The Juanita Theatre opens. The Knickerbocker Theatre opens. The Plaza Theatre opens. The Virginia Theatre is opened by Warenberg Theaters. The Washington Theatre in Granite City, Illinois opens. These theaters also opened in 1910. The Nixon Theatre in Alton, Illinois became the Nina Theatre. 1911. The Nina Theatre in Alton, Illinois became the Bijou Theatre on March 16 and the Crescent Theatre on September 19. The Mikado Theatre opens. The Montgomery Theatre opened in May. The Arco Theatre opens in June. The Olive Theatre opens. The Palace Theatre opens. These theaters also opened in 1911. The Colonial Theatre at 4819 Del Mar became the Majestic Theatre. 1912. The King's Theatre and Air Dome, the largest in St. Louis, opens on January 25 with 3,600 seats. The Bonita Air Dome opens in June. The Hippodrome Theatre in Alton, Illinois opens on August 19. The Cherokee Theatre is opened by Warenberg Theaters. The Salisbury Theatre opens. The Shenandoah opens as a live theater with movies being shown starting in 1913. These theaters also opened in 1912. These theaters closed in 1912. 1913. The Washington Theatre in Belleville, Illinois opened on January 17. The Empress Theatre opened on February 2nd. The new Grand Central Theatre opened on March 31st. The Victoria Theatre opens. The Temple in Alton, Illinois starts to show movies. These theaters also opened in 1913. The Majestic Theatre at 4819 Del Mar became the Monarch Theatre and later in 1913 Lyric Theatre. 1914. The Park Theater at 5917 Del Mar opens on January 19th. The Habit Theater in Alton, Illinois opens on August 6th. The Lindell Theater opens on August 23rd. The Melvin Theater opens. The Yale Theater opens. These theaters also opened in 1914. The Monarch Theater became the West End Lyric Theater. The Electric Theater in Alton, Illinois closes. (1915) The Shaw Theater opens on September 6th. Pageant Theater opens on September 18th. The Webster Theater opens in December. The Pauline Theater opens on December 25th. The Central Theater opens on December 26th. The Olive Theater became the Congress Theater. The Bodina Theater became the Lyric Skydome Theater. These theaters also opened in 1915. The Cozy Air Dome in Belleville, Illinois closes. (1916) Skouras Brothers takes over the Pageant and the West End Lyric Theaters. Famous Players takes over the Shenandoah. Warenberg Theaters opens the Ivory Theater in June. The Red Wing Theater opened on October 26th. These theaters also opened in 1916. These theaters closed in 1916. 1917. The Old Princess Theater reopened as the Orpheum Theater on September 3rd. The Melba Theater opens on November 29th. The Columbia Air Dome closes. 1918. The Method Theater is opened by Famous Players Missouri in January. The Liberty Theater reopened on September 29th at the Old Victoria Theater. The Gestemere Theater opens. The Miners Theater in Collinsville starts to show movies. The American Theater stops showing movies for plays. (1919) Loews takes over the Garrick Theater on January 30th. The Princess Theater is renamed the Rialto Theater on March 6th. The Red Wing Theater became the Dakota Theater on August 30th. The Grand Florissant opens on September 1st. The new Criterion Theater opens. The new Shenandoah Theater opens. The Queen's Theater opens. The Park Theater at 5917 Del Mar became the Pershing Theater as famous players Missouri takes it over. The Air Dome in Alton, Illinois closes. Thanks for watching and like and subscribe for more.